Leading up to the release of the Nintendo Switch, there's a lot of excitement around the console's supposedly detachable controllers, with Nintendo fans sharing all sorts of possibilities that Nintendo could come up with, from Nintendo 64 type add-ons, or fishing rods, or custom Pokemon controllers. But up until recently, with the incredible GameCube Joy-Cons from Shank mods, a lot of those hopes never really came to fruition, especially not from first-party Nintendo products. So I thought it might be cool to share one of my most prized possessions in my Nintendo Switch collection from a custom Joy-Con shop that I think is doing the absolute best work out there, XLTeam on Etsy. As you can see here, I have their custom Super Nintendo Joy-Con, which are just unbelievably gorgeous. And I'll give you a bit of a closer look here. As you can see, the Joy-Con rail matches the color scheme as well, and you have these Super Nintendo glossy buttons, a really nice kind of textured matte finish, and these things are just beautiful. When I first reached out about buying these controllers, I had noticed in some of the images that this little strip of plastic between the L and R and ZL and ZR buttons remained the original gray color. And at first I was a little bothered by that, and I reached out to the shop owner, who's very communicative and super friendly. I reached out to them and asked about the possibility of painting this strip. I didn't know if it was maybe just a more time-consuming process, and I was willing to pay for the time. But as it turns out, this is a really tight fit between the plastic and these shoulder buttons. And the shop owner explained that painting that strip, adds a little bit of thickness, which can actually cause these buttons to stick or be really stiff. So obviously that wouldn't be ideal. And honestly, it's such a small strip and it really doesn't clash with the overall color scheme at all, so I am totally fine with it. And one thing that I hope is really clear from this video is just how immaculate and clean and detailed and quality this paint job is. If you were to hand these controllers to me and I didn't know that these were from a custom shop, I would probably think that this is a first-party Nintendo product. It's just incredibly well done. The buttons, as you can see, don't have the letters on the face. They are moved out here onto the body, just like with the regular Super Nintendo controllers. They have this incredible glossy finish that feels really nice on your fingers. And like I said before, the finish on the Joy-Con itself has this really nice texture to it. It's kind of matte, and it feels like maybe they aren't as much of a fingerprint magnet as the stock Joy-Cons are. If you check out XLTeam's site, and you can do a little bit of reading about their process, they use brand new Joy-Con. They take them apart just for the custom paint job, and they have a wide variety of custom designs you can choose from, but you can also make custom requests. So you wanted to maybe add your gamer tag, or you have some specific color scheme you're looking for, or artwork that you want added to yours, they're willing to do that as well. So really cool shop. I've had these custom controllers for quite a while, but I've used them since I've gotten them, and they've really held up over time, which is nice. If you do a little bit of reading on XLTeam's site, you'll see that they mentioned they used the highest quality automotive grade paints on their Joy-Con, so they're really resistant to scratches and wear. But I will warn you up front, probably the biggest barrier to entry with these controllers is going to be the price, because remember, you're going to be paying for not only a brand new set of Joy-Con, running you around $70 or $80, I guess, still, and then paying around $100 for the custom paint job. The custom Joy-Cons that feature a D-pad on the left Joy-Con are even more expensive, so those will run you around $200, while ones with more of this layout with just the custom painted buttons will be around $170, $160. So certainly pricey, but if you're looking for quality, I just can't recommend this shop enough. Just be aware that it could take anywhere from 1 to 3 months for you to see your order in the mail, depending on how busy they are at the time and how popular the item is that you're going after. Yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. And I've got a Super Nintendo controller here to do a little color comparison. So as you can see, really kind of spot on with the color. I guess the finish on the Joy-Con is maybe, it's a little less textured than the Super Nintendo controllers, and then it's maybe slightly brighter. It's not quite as dark a gray as the body of the Super Nintendo controller, but the button color is really, really close, which is a great detail. And just a little heads up, I'm actually working on another project with the XLTeam. Don't want to spoil it because I think you guys will go nuts over what I'm being sent, and that should be happening sometime in March, if that gives you any clue to what that might be related to. But yeah, enough talking about them. Let's see these things on the Switch. How about that, huh? I love these so much. And you can be guaranteed, you know, you have these on your Switch and you pull it out in public, some other Nintendo fan walks by, they're going to ask you where you got these controllers from. Just unreal. So there you go. Sorry for the rambly, quick and dirty video, but I just wanted to get a little something together so you could see these controllers up close. And I'll leave a link to XLTeam's Etsy shop in the description below if you want to browse their beautiful site for yourself. But again, just be warned that your wallet is going to take a little bit of a beating if you're wanting to get anything more than one pair. And you know, even though the weight can be a little excruciating and there might be a little bit of sticker shock when you check these out, I can't stress enough just the attention to detail and quality of these. I've seen some other custom Joy-Con out there and they just don't hold a candle. I guess the closest one, in my opinion, in terms of quality would be Colorware, and they've got some really cool stuff, some custom colors, kind of some metallic shells, and a couple custom themes, but they're just as expensive, and I think some of their designs are just a little bit uninspired. And then with some of the other custom shops, I've seen paint that's, you know, kind of uneven or too thick or too glossy or just kind of sloppily done, and it just, you know, wouldn't be worth the price and time for that level of quality. So I think that does it for XLTeam. And remember, keep an eye on the channel sometime around March, probably towards the end of the month, for another just, oh, I can't wait to get these things. They just look so incredible, and I'm really excited to show them off for you guys once I get them. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I think that does it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.